Hey, Booze! Welcome to Grand Rapids, Michigan. I know you guys have all been dying to see this place, and I really hope it doesn't disappoint. I'm a little tilted because I have my tablet is set up on my Jeep. And Jeep is on a hill, and it is really hilly around here. I also have to warn you guys there is quite a bit of cleanup going on, and I have new earbuds. I hope they're working. If you guys can hear me okay, give me a thumbs up. But yeah, thank you, Ernie, and hello. I'm gonna do my best today. I don't know if it's gonna rain anymore. I'm just gonna go. If I get wet, my hair is gonna get frizzy, and I'm just not gonna look as cute. So with that, I'm going to flip it around, but I did want you guys to see this building in the back here. I probably have to step this way, but this is actually a holding vault. So if the ground, back in the day, not so much anymore, because now we have big things that can, dig in the ground. I know I'm part in, part out, but that's because you guys should see this a little bit more than me. But this is one of the holding vaults I discussed on a prior episode. And this is where, so if the ground was too cold in the winter, my hair's in my mouth, this is where you would kind of chill out until the ground got soft enough for you to be buried. And part of my story that I'm going to tell you today about the poisoning of the Pecks is one of them was in here for a little bit. So with that, I'm going to pop my stand in the Jeep. I'm going to take a walk up to the Pecks and tell you their story. I'm going to start with them first, and then we'll do a little lap around the cemetery. Well, there's a lot of cemetery. And then I'll tell you more of the history of the cemetery. It's huge. There's two sides, north and south. And hello, TF, and hello, Stella Rose. Sorry, guys, I almost lost you in the, look at those doors. Yeah, so this is where they would have put you in the winter if it was too cold to put you in the ground. It's really, so this cemetery, since there's two sides, one side started out as a Jewish cemetery. That one started in 1853. This one popped up around 1858, 1859, and it's huge. I can't even. Yeah, it's huge, and there's a lot. It's got these little winding drives. It's set up like the Victorians like to do. They have these. They like to do the like the park-like sitting for their cemeteries. And this is what you get. I know it looks really sad today. It's been cold, it's been raining. But we're gonna do this. I'm here, I drove up here, I'm just gonna do it. So it may not be the prettiest day in the world. It's just not. It's just an ugly day. But eventually it will get beautiful. I'll come back and I'll have some more, I'll get some more research done for you guys to show you some more of these. Oh, here's a really cool. Well, let me go get before all my information flies out of my head, which it typically does. I'm going to see who's all here. Hello, Rubicon. I wish I had super long arms, so TF. I mean, I have to find a place to put them all the time, or have slings for them. But yeah, I mean, somebody might find that attractive. I don't know. Okay, I have to zoom in and then zoom out, but this is working way better than my phone. And so Rubicon's here, Ernie Birdie's here, TF is here, Stella Rose is here. Hopefully Hang on. I'm gonna say hi to all of you guys. And Ernie's here. Yeah, I'm sorry about the. And hello, and GB's here. Hello, coming all the way from Ireland. So look at this thing. It is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. This is a mausoleum, and I want one now. I'm not going to, but I know I've made fun of Nicolas Cage and his pyramid, and now I want one. So I'm not going to make fun of Nick Cage. Well, I'm still going to make fun of Nick Cage, but I'm not going to make fun of his pyramid anymore because I really want one. But I'll talk to you after I finish up with the Peck murders. I'll give you a little bit of history on this one. Apparently, it's a replica of another pyramid that's in Rome, and it's been broke into before. So there's a big chain, couple locks. Whoa, there's like 3 locks on there. Well, I guess if one doesn't work, 3 will. So, but yeah, this is the Brown Mausoleum. There's not, it's one of very few pyramid mausoleums in the U.S. And a couple of them are in New Orleans, which we've already covered. And of course, I can't walk past one of these without. There's the Celtic cross. There's always one in every cemetery, and I always have to find it. But I'm sorry for the dreary day today. Oh. All right. I think I see a little lamb too. I'm gonna wander for a second. My folks are right over here that I'm gonna talk about. Oh, it's a dog. I thought it was gonna be a little lamb. And I can't quite. I did bring my flashlight today. So yeah, I'm not making fun of Nick Cage, TF. I apologize. I said now I think his pyramid tomb is not such a bad idea. Let's see if I can decipher what this says. Maybe I'll just take a photo of it. I'll do that, and then I can look at it later. Which is why I switched over to, here, let's see if I can do this. Get a little closer. If it's got a dog on it, I'm going to take a photo of it. All right, let me get my notes up. I've got there's another, I think I'm going to walk over there. I have to look and see. Yep, it's not too far. Somebody's going to walk past, I think, here in a second. So bear with me. All right. So this is where the Peck family is buried. Well, three of the Pecks are buried here. Mother, father, and daughter Bessie. Pull up my notes here. I could probably ad-lib most of this without even having to look at notes, but just in case, I probably should have them up because I do tend to forget things, and I don't want to give you guys any incorrect information, but we'll look at their headstones here real quick. This thing is huge too. It's taller than me. I'm 5'4" and a half, so it's 5'6" probably. So yeah, isn't that? So they've got a pretty. I like how it kind of looks like it's just carved right out of a piece of rock. But there's the. Go around. Ooh, just need some D2. Set back a little bit. All right. So where this is John Peck, where it says father. And John was born in 1844 in Newburgh, New York. And he founded, along with his brother, Peck Brothers Drug Company. Oh, I said it. I got it out there right. And later, this company became huge. John started out as a druggist, and I found him on the 1870 census in Newburgh, New York. And he was married to his first wife, Nina. Going to assume Nina probably passed away, since I don't think he was the sort of guy that had two wives at the same time or even got divorced. But at some point, Nina passes away between 1870 to 1880 because then he meets his second wife. They're married, and then they have a son. And this is Hannah's grave. And Hannah was born 1864, and she was born in New York City. Actually, this says 1851 on her headstone. You know what? That's what I'm going to put in my notes. Then I'll have to go correct somebody's information. I don't know if that's on. I think that's on Find a Grave. They had 3 children together, and all 3 of these children are born here in Michigan. They have Percy, he's their son, who's born in 1878. Bessie, who's buried right here, she's born in 1881. And then that other daughter, their youngest, is Clara, and she's 1887. She's the one that's going to really figure into the story today, because it is her husband who ultimately puts Hannah first and then John here, which is anyway, but he put them here a little sooner than they should have been. But their daughter Bessie, if you look here, it says 1896. She passed away. She was just 15 years old. I found her death certificate. It states that she was had heart troubles. Now, Mr. Peck, John, he had heart issues as well. So I don't know if this was like some sort of congenital issue that she had, but yeah, unfortunately, Bessie only made it to 15. And it is kind of laid out a little odd. You have the three markers here. I'm wondering if there are unused plots that are to the other side of them, but maybe it was for the other children. But it's only Bessie, John, and Hannah that are interred here. So with that, this is their grave. I'm going to take a better photo while I'm standing here, because my other one, wow, it looks dreary. Still looks dreary. Even, there we go. All right, and then I'm going to walk and talk. And I don't know what they're doing over there. I'm going to walk. Should we walk through? Yeah, let's walk. Here, we'll go around this way. We'll walk past their cool pyramid again. Can you guys hear me okay this time? Does the sound, is it better than it was? Well, there's no wind today, so there shouldn't be any rippling, but then I also have I bought a cheap little folder for my tablet, and it seems to be working okay. All right. So the Peck family is pretty well off. With John's brother Thomas and they're running the drug company. They're here in Grand Rapids. They had started in New York. They came to Grand Rapids. At that time, Grand Rapids wasn't very large at all, but it was starting to boom. There was lumber trade, there was a furniture market, they're manufacturers. This is where my family started out. My great grandpa came here from Poland, and yeah, he was a cabinet maker and built cabinets, tables, all sorts of things. So he worked in the furniture manufacturing that John wisely invested his money in. And John also wisely invested in a lot of banks in the area. So he started out investing when these banks and these furniture companies were really small. But Grand Rapids grew and it became it's huge now. I think it's like maybe our second biggest city in Michigan, or it should be if it's not. But I hope you guys can see her okay. The sky is just kind of gross today. But this is Smith family. Maybe if I back up a little bit. Here we go. And so John Peck and his brother, especially John, because he's investing wisely. And John is also the president of a bank, and he sits on the board of several others. And when John sells his not furniture company, when he sells his drug company, he's worth a whole lot of money, a lot. But John and Hannah don't really live like that. They're not these uppity people. They're they're philanthropists. Hannah she has a Quaker background, so she's all about helping people. The city, absolutely. I mean, they're thought of very highly in the city. And they do have the big house. And I'm going to see if this works, because I do want to I should show you guys what they look like. Let me see if I can actually do it from my tablet. Ooh. If this actually works, I'm going to be I'm so excited. I hope this works. I'm back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I hope that didn't I don't know what it did. All right. There's John. I hope that worked. I think I might have went bye for a second there, but that's John. And then I have one of Hannah. All right, let's see if I can do this twice. That one didn't. I thought I lost y'all there for a second. And that's it. Done. You guys got to bear with me while I try to figure this stuff out. Okay, why is it not? All right. And then here is Hannah Peck. Whoa. Yes. Hello, Morg. He is a man of his times. I don't know. I got a thing for mustaches. I really like his. He definitely has an air about him. And Hannah, I think she reminds me of the woman that played on the Harry Potter movies, Professor Sprout. She reminds me of, which is, hey, I love Harry Potter, so I'm not knocking her, but he probably, you know what? No, he was probably about 18 in this photo. Life was hard back then. But John did have some heart trouble. So they didn't actually say what type of heart trouble. I don't know if they even diagnose that stuff, like specifically, like AFib or anything like that back then yet. So, and I'll show you their house if I can. I'm probably pushing my luck here. And this house still stands. I should have drove past it, but I'm probably already pushing my luck here by throwing these photos up here. But here's their house. So it's not, you think about, I mean, they were millionaires in their time. So they're billionaires in our time. But they didn't really live like that. Like I said, they were pretty down to earth. Their son, Percy, he went to U of M. He went to law school first and had an aptitude for the law, but then decided he was going to go back and do pharmaceutical chemistry because his father was a druggist and owned the drug company. And Percy thought it would be a good idea if he knew something of the business. So he actually went back to school, and that's what he did. And then when they sold the company, Percy could retire. And their second daughter, Clara, she went to all these, well, I'm just going to call them what they are. They're like those fancy finishing schools. And I'm going to remove this off here. And I do have a photo of Clara, but I'm walking up on one of the, this is, I don't know if you guys know the Bissell's. That's the vacuum cleaner. That's they started in Grand Rapids. So that's their big ol' obelisk up on top. I gotta get a little bit closer here. See, I don't want arms that long, but it sure would be cool to get just a little bit closer to her. But yeah, and she's pointing upwards. And so this is the Bissell family. Oh, I don't think we want to see the ugliness of the lawn care guys over there. Not that they're ugly, just all that other stuff. So Clara, she's well educated. She goes to fancy finishing schools. She's a pretty smart girl for her time period, growing up, Victorian times, and then into the early 1900s. So she's not a dumb girl, but unfortunately she meets a smooth-talking con artist. And this is the Morris family. This is a pretty iconic, I believe this is a suffragette that is entombed here. And I'll have to come back and talk about her because she had a really interesting life too. But this is a beautiful statue. Get a photo to prove that I was here. There we go. Okay, so that's the Morris family mausoleum. And we'll come back on a day where it's actually kind of nice outside. And I just saw, I don't want to get too close to the lawn care guys, but I think they're called Shady Acres. So Clara and walks Mr. Arthur Warren Waite. Now he's also from the Grand Rapids area, but he's to the northeast in an area called Cannonsburg. And now it's a big ski area. I don't think it necessarily was in his time, but now Arthur, he's a handsome guy. In his high school, he was in drama, he played baseball, he played football. So he was like this, in the book that I was reading, it made reference several times to being the all-American kid, right? So Arthur seems to anybody that looks at him, he just looks like, wow, he's got it all together. He supposedly did very well in school, right? He's played sports. And then he goes to University of Michigan, goes to their dental school and graduates. How well he did is up for debate because he apparently got very good at fudging transcripts and records. So not sure how well he did. He might have done very poorly, but he was very good at doing things like that. He also got offered a job by a pretty prestigious dental company out of the UK, out of England, and he fudged his transcripts to show that he had actually done a lot more schooling than what he had. The only extra schooling that he actually had done a short little course at Glasgow University, it was Glasgow School of Dentistry. And that was about all the extra he did, but he fudged that. But on paper, he's still looking pretty pristine. And he goes off to, now, Arthur also, he had a very, I wouldn't say he did come from a poor family. His father was probably, I don't know if he'd be like middle class, but he was a wholesale vegetable provider, grocery for the local businesses. Like, I believe he supplied a lot of Grand Rapids grocery stores. So it wasn't like they were a poor family. They could afford to send them to university, because I'm sure even back then, U of M wasn't a cheap school to be sent to. But I think Arthur wanted a little bit more out of life. So he gets sent after he graduates. Here, I should pop up a photo. I'll let you guys see how handsome. And hello, Gene Gamble Jr. I'm sorry, I'm all here. I'm gonna take off I had my sunglasses on because I thought it was gonna get maybe sunny, but it's not. So, all right. And let's see, I'm gonna pop up a photo here. Show you a photo of, there we go. And hey, now I'm getting the hang of it. This is Arthur. And I mean, even by today's standards, he's pretty cute. So I should find a little spot to sit here for a second. But yeah. So, and hello, Susie. Let's see. I have not seen, Susie, I have not seen any dead bodies yet. Hopefully I don't. They should all be in mausoleums or under the ground. And those are I don't want to see any dead bodies. And hello, Erica. How are you doing? And hello, One Take Adventures. And let's see, am I down to okay, I'm down to the bottom. So there's our handsome con man. I have some other photos, but gosh, it's kind of hard to do this when I'm walking around. But this is Arthur. He goes off, works for this prestigious company, and they ship him to South Africa. And you'd think that, hey, you got this good job now. Maybe you don't need to be conning your way around anymore. Well, for Arthur, the cons had only just begun. And he then, anything he could basically steal, he would sell. He kind of had some expensive taste. And he would get gold fillings out of people's teeth. He would turn around and sell them. And I mean, I guess he was a little, I don't know. I think that was illegal back then. But that was what he was doing. He wasn't, he may have also had a little bit of some lady troubles while he was in South Africa. But it seems a little, something shady happened with him there. He said there was some reports, maybe that he confided in people that he had some lady troubles. So whatever that he had to pay off, I think it was. So Arthur, yeah, he didn't make very great choices. But by 1915, let's see. Oops, I gotta go back to this one, I think. There we go. By 1915, World War I had started, and Arthur thought, this is a pretty good time for me to get back to the U.S. So he heads back, and he goes to New York, and he's telling everybody, I'm a dental surgeon. I'm awesome, and tells everybody he's got all these credentials. And then he goes back home to Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I think, at least it's my impression, I think he's looking for a rich lady to marry. Because I think he's already got an idea in his head that it is time. He's probably done selling gold fillings out of people's mouths. Probably done with that sort of thing. And he's looking for a bigger meal ticket. And in walks Clara Peck. And let me get a photo for you of her. And I wouldn't necessarily, oh, there she is. I wouldn't necessarily wouldn't call her a beauty, but she was a sweetheart. She was smart, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think she knew something was off with Arthur from the beginning, because he's handsome, but she's not really falling for it. She first meets him, and she's just like, nah, I'm okay. But he's smart, or at least he thinks he is. He starts smoozing on her mom, and he knows just how to get he knows how to work a mom. So he starts schmoozing up to Hannah Peck. He's coming over, he's having tea with her. He even adopts, I guess, like a British accent, even though they know he was born in Grand Rapids. Apparently he picked one up while he was in South Africa. And yeah, but this all impressed Hannah. And Arthur tells her stories of how he was helping the underprivileged in South Africa with their dental needs. And gosh, he's such a great guy. And Hannah then starts to she's like, I want my daughter to marry this guy because he's a dental surgeon. He's a local boy, right? He's from Grand Rapids. He's done this humanitarian work. He's fixed people's teeth in underprivileged countries. And yeah, so it was time for Clara to get married to Arthur. And that's the photo that I showed you of her. She is, that's her in her wedding dress. I'll pop it back up here in a second. This is the rush. You guys can see the little cherub face up there, but it's really cool. So Hannah has convinced her daughter now hey, you should marry this guy. He's handsome. He's got a great job. He's going places. And Clara and Arthur get married September 9th, 1915 in Grand Rapids. And as a wedding gift, John Peck, Clara's dad, purchases the couple this, what I would call a ginormous apartment in New York City. And it's 7 bedrooms and it overlooks Central Park. So this is swanky. I don't have seven bedrooms. I've never been in an apartment with more than 2 bedrooms. I don't even think a lot of people in New York have. Some people don't even have bedrooms. There's a lot of studios. But even in 1915, this was a swanky apartment. But Arthur, despite having this swanky apartment, he's also getting an allowance from the Pecks. And because, yeah, right, you got to give your daughter's husband, you got to give him something to take care of her on, even though he's a dental surgeon with a thriving practice. That doesn't check out so much with me, but I guess he was very charming. And Arthur and Clara, now they've set up in New York City. They're in this big, beautiful apartment. And here's another mausoleum. At least up here in Grand Rapids, at least we have some mausoleums. Oh, Erica, I'm sorry. You're not doing. Oh, I'm sorry that you're not feeling good. It's today's weather. Yeah, I feel ya. But I'd rather be out. I'm walking the cemetery. Otherwise, I probably would just be under my blankets at home. So, but John buys this big, fabulous apartment for his daughter and her husband. And all the while, Clara thinks her husband is a dental surgeon. She's sat out in their car waiting for him while he's parked outside the hospital, and he rushes in, and then he comes back out and tells her about this crazy surgery he just did. So he's setting things up very nicely, and he's got it all orchestrated. You know what? I think I missed the monument I came over here for. I gotta go back. But yeah, he's got everybody convinced that, hey, this is what I am, what I say I am. He's got Clara convinced, his wife, but all the while he's doing all sorts of little things. Her aunt gives him some money to invest for her. Well, that money becomes his money. He uses that to get by. He's got a mistress who basically is his wife, but she's already got a husband, so they're not legally man and wife. So yeah, hello, Darlene, and hello, Jamie. Is everybody in? Hello, Gutters. Is everything popping up there? Yeah, there we go. Just a little bit of Grand Rapids for you guys over here. I'll give you something better to look at. Yep, I walked right past the one I wanted you guys to see. I'll walk back over here. Oh, it's almost time for water break too. So Arthur and Clara, they're living New York, and Hannah and John make plans to come to New York to visit their daughter and her new husband. But something happens, and John unfortunately can't get away at the time in January they're supposed to go. So he's like, Hannah, his wife, why don't you go and see your daughter, hang out with, Arthur and Clara. And so Hannah goes to New York by herself. And this is one of the coolest monuments here. This is the Kendall family. And it's got all sorts of, got all these Celtic designs on it. I don't know how well you can see it though with this. Let me find a better angle for you guys here. No, can you guys see that? Kind of looks like you should be able to see it, but so it's got all like it's oh well there you go. I just had to get a little bit closer. So it is gorgeous. I would not clean this because the moss on here, oh, it is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think it just adds to the charm of it. Um, you know what? It did. You know what? I thought it was like a helmet there for a second too, but I'm not actually sure. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a photo of it because sometimes when you go home and you look at the photos, you get to see different. You can actually see what it is. So, yep, this is David Kendall, and this is he passed in 1910. But it is elaborate. It's beautiful. I love the carving. I've been looking forward to seeing this one. I'd like to see it during a sunny day, maybe someday. And oh, you know what? This may be because that says I'll have to look up. That says he crossed. I think that's the Atlantic Ocean, and it says 1897. I wonder if this is, and then he's got here, oh, Massachusetts Society, the Mayflower. So he was a Mayflower descendant. So maybe he's got a little bit of his own personal family history on here, which I could, now I want to rock. Now I want to rock. Forget the mausoleum. I want to rock now. Or maybe I'll just have both. Of course, I guess I'm going to have to get working and get myself some money. But yeah, I think that's what he's got going on here. I think these are just, it's all symbols from his life. Because there's the Mason. If you guys know what any of these are, type up because I'm not. There's some blank ones. I'm gonna take photos as I go here. Oh, I almost thought that was Louis Vuitton. I was like, oh, that's cool, but it's not. And I'm gonna say that's a crow up there, just because, or a raven, just because I like crows and ravens. I'm gonna take it out. Hear me snapping photos. And Della Colby Kendall must be his wife. She passed in 1899. This is just, it's, it is, and look at, oh, there we go. Oh, wait, maybe try something like, there we go. There. That moss on it, though, is just, I mean, it looks like it should be in Ireland. It's gorgeous. There's some more carving. And then that's, oh, here we go. Hard to Please guy says, wait, come here. Why can't I see anything? There we go. Hang on. That's Mason and Laurentian and Galloway. Oh my goodness. Well, I am so glad we have somebody in chat that knows what it is. Oh, there it is. Now my phone's picking it up. Or the tablet is. But yeah, this is beautiful. I know there's more history. I'll have to dig some up and come back here on a sunny day. Because this is, yeah, now I want a little closer look. I wonder if this is like, is it a family seal? because what I found on it, there wasn't too much. It just like it's people come and see it for the tours and such, but they don't really. I don't think they talk about like the icons on it, like all the. So there's the Kendalls. I'm gonna fall over this headstone here if I'm not watching. Galloway, Scotland. Well, there is a stag up here. I'm pretty sure. So let's say 18. Oh, I can't. Here, let me take a photo with my. Oh, now I'm interested. Now I'm going to have to go look them up. So I'll get on that because now I'm interested in them. So I'll be looking them up on. This has got a dedication on the bottom of it too. Dragging y'all along with me here. So there it is. I am going to be, I would say this is somebody that had a little bit of, had a little extra. Is it either Galway or, yeah, because Galloway is in Scotland, which is where the majority of my family came from. Sorry, I'm yawning. Yeah, and Galway is Ireland. Get to work. I know. I gotta get to work. I gotta get like a GoFundMe so Toombs can have a big rock on her. But and then they have the individual stones too. So these are beautiful. I'm gonna look up and see where they came from. Now I'm wondering if they are Scottish because I'm seeing that emblem on there now, and that's definitely more Scottish than Irish. So I am gonna look it up. I've been to Galway and I loved it. I love. All right, one last look at her. I think there was one more stone over here, and I'm gonna fall over it because I was just bragging the other day how I haven't fell in the cemetery. I think this is Della's, and yeah. All right. Oh. So there you guys go. Yeah, I'll find out more about this one. I did take photos of all of their lucky me. I would I only went the one time to Galway, but it was beautiful. I thought anyway. At least the nightlife was very cool. I enjoyed myself a lot. Maybe a little too much. I think I got a lot drunk. But that was only because some bartender tried to tell me that the cure for I started to get a bad cough, and he said the best cure was Irish whiskey with a slice of lemon, a clove. There was something else in there. And basically all it did was get me drunk, so I didn't realize that I wasn't feeling good. Yeah, and then the next morning, though, I woke up, my cough was gone. So I'm not going to say he's a liar. Not at all. It made me feel a whole lot better, but yeah. Are you from Galway, too? Oh, that's cool. Most of the time, see, my family, I have a, 3-time great-grandmother. She came from Wicklow. And then on to Dublin, and then to Australia. And eventually, she made it to Michigan, which, what a letdown after all those places. Let's see. I see an interesting one over here. I'll head this way. All right. So where were we? I think Hannah Peck had made it to visit her daughter and new son-in-law in New York. And she, get going with the telling. Well, I gotta keep you guys going, right? But since I don't have a whole lot of history on a lot of these that we're looking at right now, I haven't done a lot of research yet on them, but I'm working at it. So Hannah, almost immediately, she gets sick and she dies, like within days, I think, of arriving. And she dies on a Sunday morning. The only one with her is Arthur. And he says the last thing she said to him was, "I want to be cremated." And Ensign William Hyde McMullen, U.S. Navy, is that U.S. Navy Reserves, USNR, lost February 25th, 1930, in the South Pacific near Panama while flying in naval maneuvers from the USS Saratoga, aged 21 years, 8 months, 27 days. Oh, that is beautiful. Here, I'll step back here so you guys can see all of it. Well, there's got to be, yes, gutters. It was honey. There was honey in there. That was the other restorative cure. Good Irish honey and Withey. I just was very drunk. I just think I just didn't notice the cough. There's another Celtic cross over here too. I'm going to look up more on this. That one right there, the McMullen. There's a lot of them buried right all in a row there. I am not going to fall. I am not. I did. Jeevy, don't get upset with me, but oh my God, it is so gross. I cannot do Guinness. It is way too harsh. It's just too heavy. Oh, little Robin. Sure. Yeah, spring is supposed to be here, dude, but somebody's lying to us. Yeah, I think I usually just drink cider. I think that's what I got started. Well, that's when I got started on cider, was when I went to my first trip to Ireland, because I wanted something to drink that wasn't Guinness. Oh, wow, these are sinking. This looks like Shaw Wishin. Oh, wait, Lewishin. Oh, that's odd. I haven't seen very many. You know what? No, because all the Polish are buried over in the Catholic cemeteries, probably. We have a lot of Polish, a lot of German in Grand Rapids. Hair of the dog. Pretty sure, you know what? I think I even went back to that pub the next day. I think I might have had another one. So, all right. Where was I? So, Hannah has died. It's an early Sunday morning. It's January 1916. So she dies January 30th. And almost immediately, she is. Now, they didn't say if she was embalmed before she left New York. I think she must have been, but I'm not 100%. But she is put on a train and sent back to Grand Rapids for. I don't know why there's a plug. Are they charging up? Huh. That's something I haven't found in a cemetery before, but I'm looking around here to see if I can spot any cool. I mean, these are all cool headstones. I think I'm going to start walking back towards the front because there was some up there. So Hannah's body put on a train, sent back to New York, or sent back to Grand Rapids, and they do her funeral at home, which was pretty common back in those days. And then she is shipped over to Detroit for cremation. Then her remains are sent back to the family. Now, her death certificate says unknown causes, but Hannah had been suffering from some kidney issues for a very long time. And they were pretty significant. So it's just kind of thought, well, maybe your kidneys finally got her. There was no autopsy. None of that was done. So I'm sure some people probably, okay, that's a little suspicious. But they really didn't think too much of it. And John, her husband, he goes out. He's grieving. He's lost his wife. He goes out to New York City to stay with his daughter, Clara, and her husband, Arthur. He gets there, and John doesn't die as quickly as Hannah. Even with a little bit of his heart issue that he has, he's a little bit sturdier than Hannah probably was at the time. So he gets sick, but he's kind of hanging on. But he does die, and on March 12th of 1916, he's 72 years old. He also dies in the apartment of his daughter and her husband. Oddly enough, just before he dies, he tells Arthur, I want to be cremated. Now, at first, they thought Hannah was a little suspicious because she had never said she wanted to be cremated. And now John wanted to be cremated when he was one of the people who thought it was odd that his wife wanted to be cremated. So now it's a little suspicious. The son, Percy, is like, I don't know what's going on, but they couldn't prove anything. I mean, Clara's in the same house. If something was going on, surely she would see something. But John is embalmed in New York, put on the train, and he's on his way back to Grand Rapids when Percy, the brother of Clara, the son of John and Hannah, he gets a mysterious telegram. And it tells him, you need to look into what's going on with your parents. Demand an autopsy. And so Percy's like, that was enough for him. So John's body makes it back to Grand Rapids. He has the autopsy performed, and it's a pretty standard autopsy at the time. There's our lady again, the Bissell lady. Pretty standard for 1916. And they suggest that, yes, he probably was poisoned with arsenic, but they're not sure. And toxicology it's becoming a thing, forensic. They can test things, but that wasn't done. They just kind of assumed this is what it was, but it was enough for Percy to be, he's got Arthur on his radar now. He hires a private detective. He finds a way to get his sister back to Grand Rapids because she was so sick, she couldn't even come to her father's funeral. And she had typhoid. While Arthur, other than like the fact that he liked to play with arsenic, he also liked to play with bacteria. And one of the ones, apparently you could go out and just buy bacteria back in the day. he was slipping the typhoid bacteria and strep, and there was one other one that he was putting into their food, but it wasn't killing them fast enough. But it must have worked with Clara, but she didn't get sick enough to die. She just was really, really ill. But her brother manages to get her back to Grand Rapids to stay, telling Arthur, well, she's got to come back if she wants her inheritance. Like, she's got to sign all this stuff. She's got to be here to do it. So Arthur's like, oh well, we got to get her there. So he gets her to New York, or gets her to Grand Rapids, and this is where they're like, oh, well, now she's too sick. She really can't. She shouldn't go anywhere, because Percy's trying to protect his sister, because he sees she's sick. His mom's dead. His dad's dead. Arthur's looking like the culprit. Percy hires this private detective. I think they said he was possibly an ex-Pinkerton man, which that was the big detective agency when detective agencies were really just kind of starting out. And Percy too, they're investigating everything in Arthur's life. And they're starting to find out he's not quite what he says he is. They're finding out that this arsenic, they found out where he purchased it from, because they did have to keep records back then. And he bought some from a druggist and said that he wanted to poison some cats in the neighborhood that were being pests. So already there, he's a winner. So he has arsenic at the ready. They know he's bought these bacteria strains from, I believe it was Cornell Medical University. And they're finding all this stuff out. He's not even licensed as a dental surgeon in the state of New York. So everything about him is just fake, and devious. So, oh, my nose is starting to run a little bit, guys. Oops, hang on. There we go. All right. Oh, all right. I'll keep going. I just have to take care of that real quick. And eventually, Percy and his private detective, they get all this evidence. They take it to the prosecutors in New York City. They say, look at what we got. They start looking at Arthur. They do their own investigation. They come back here to Grand Rapids. That cool little holding area that I showed you over there. John Peck has been sitting in that cold storage since his death, just in case they needed anything else from him. What happens is they take his stomach and his brain, because they wanted to make sure, because even though they already suspected arsenic poisoning, they had to be sure that that's what it was. Because if you guys remember, we talked about what was in the old embalming fluids back in the day, that there was arsenic involved. Well, somebody had tried to use that in New York as the reason for arsenic being present in a death case. So New York had actually banned all embalming fluid there was no arsenic. It was not allowed anymore, or strychnine. All of those were taken out of the equation, so nobody could use that. And Arthur had even tried to pay off the embalmer to say, yeah, he had used that, but the embalmer was like, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not lying for you. So it's not going well for Arthur. But they look at John's stomach. It's obvious he ingested the arsenic. So this isn't something that's residual left over from the embalming procedure. But they also take his brain and they have a new way, like toxicology's evolving. So they have this new way to test it. They slice it up and it's obvious. John had enough arsenic in him to kill several people. Um, yeah, that's okay, darling. I'm getting a little faster at popping in and getting rid of stuff, but um, so Arthur goes on trial. Clara is his wife, and she's lost both her parents. She's still kind of sticking by him because she's like, no, 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 no. He would never do that. But when she finds out that he's had a mistress, that's pretty much when she's like, yeah, no, never mind. He did it. And she's not supporting him any longer, which thank God. But I'm sure she probably didn't want to believe that, you know, her husband killed her parents. I wouldn't want to believe that. But now he's got this mistress that, and clearly he was trying to kill Clara herself and get her money. So hang on, I'm going to take a. I have to remember to drink once in a while out here. Well, good thing it isn't hot today. So Arthur has his father and his brother both here from Grand Rapids. Even though they know Arthur is definitely guilty, they stand by him. They try to get a deal for him. They work with the prosecutors. They say, hey, if he confesses, can we take off the death penalty? Because 1916, the death penalty is the electric chair in New York. They work out this deal, and the prosecutor says, okay, if you can get him to confess, we'll put him, he'll just spend out the rest of his days in jail. But Arthur's got other ideas. He wants an insanity plea. So he's going to try to convince everyone that he's insane. And he makes up this story that he had this little man from Egypt that told him to do bad things. And try to come off like he was crazy, because if he could come off as insane, then he could actually get put into Bellevue, which was their psychiatric hospital. If they could do that, then he could potentially get out at some point. And the prosecutors were like, oh, hell no, this guy's not getting out again. So this one's interesting. I like, oh, this is beautiful. And Gene, right? The chair is very shocking. So Arthur pretty much screws himself. He goes to the trial. He does all this crazy stuff to, he does these like weird laughing moments and stuff, like trying to convince the jury that he's crazy. And all it does is convince the jury that he's acting, and they knew what was up. But his father and brother, they still stick with him just because they know that he really does have some mental issues. They didn't have the term sociopath back in those days, but Arthur, I'm pretty sure he was. Apparently, he started uh, hurting animals when he was younger too. I'm not sure. That just popped up in the book. And I'm not sure if that was something like perhaps his father and his brother admitted to, but there had been he had some troubling history, lying, stealing, possible animal abuse. So Arthur is found guilty. There's just too much overwhelming evidence. The maid for Arthur and Clara says she witnessed on more than one occasion him slipping substances into the food of, well, just about everybody. He was doing it to Clara because he wanted her dead as well, because he's got a mistress that he fully, I don't know what he planned on doing with her, but maybe he would have killed her too at some point. But this was huge. And hang on just a second. Oh. Oh. All right. Did I get it? Arsenic, strychnine, and cyanide. Some of the worst poisons. Yeah. And apparently, poor John Peck, the father, it must have been excruciating. And Arthur does finally, after his conviction, he does start confessing, which he should have done this before. I don't know if it was like the last ditch effort for him to avoid going to the electric chair, but he does tell people, or he tells the prosecutors, well, I killed Hannah, I poisoned her food, she died. But John was a little harder. So John was in such excruciating pain that Arthur was worried that he was going to start saying things. So he actually chloroformed John to completely, to at least make it easier. And then he put a pillow over his face. That's what Arthur says, but whether that's what killed him or, I mean, at some point, all the arsenic in his system, it was going to kill him. So either way, John wasn't going to he wasn't going to last too much longer, but Arthur wanted it over and done with. Arthur goes to Sing Sing. His brother Frank visits him on a lot of occasions. Even on the last night of his life, he is there for his brother. Arthur has his last meal. Frank comes and sits with him. And I think he was even there when they took him to the electric chair, if I'm not mistaken. But Arthur is, let me get the date for you. I got to scroll down here. Bum, bum, bum. Yes, May 24th, 1917. Wow, that's pretty quick after. They didn't mess around back then. I don't think they believed in having appeals or anything like that. Back in 1916, that's crazy. I didn't even realize that's how fast it was. Well, I did, but it just didn't click, I guess. But so after Arthur is dead, they do an autopsy on him, and oddly enough, he had an abnormally enlarged heart, which is kind of crazy. It was even in the book, says it's a kind of grim irony that this man that was so heartless and cold-blooded had this big heart. And Clara, fortunately, she survives, but I'm sure she had to be living with some guilt that her husband is the reason her parents are both dead. But she does get an annulment to her marriage with Arthur on the grounds that he pretty much lied and everything. And she does get remarried to a John Caulfield, who was her childhood sweetheart. They move off to California. They live in Pasadena. They have, I think, I found at least 4 children that they did have. And she went on, she worked with a lot of different charity organizations. She's a pretty cool lady. She was also a member of Daughters of the American Revolution, so I really like her because she's a fellow daughter. So yeah. She is buried with her husband, John, she is buried in Grand Rapids. She's not buried here at this cemetery. She is buried at, where is it? Green Lawn Cemetery, which is on the whole other side of town from here. But that is the story of the poisoning of the Pecks. And I did make a complete circle. Look, I found a Zinky. Oh, let me take a drink. Oh, that's better. All right. So what you guys think? There's a whole lot more to it, like his mistress and everything. I left that out. I do suggest reading the book, Poisoning of the Pecks. The man who wrote it is Tobin Book. He did an amazing job. I read it for book club. So well done. He also does he does have a website and does a blog too, but he covers Michigan crime stories, which I'm probably going to go find some more of his and maybe track down some of these people, find out where they're buried. But yeah, this is a great book. I highly recommend it. I'll put it in the show notes for you guys. I did post it on the community section, so you can find it there as well. It's on Amazon. But he did an amazing job. He goes into who the telegram was sent by and the maid and all the other people, but I try to keep it a little shorter just because, yeah, I'm not, it's a lot of story, but yeah, and he got cooked in Old Sparky, lit him up. And I think if there was somebody, Morg at the time, the forensic toxicology had just developed this test where they sectioned the brain and there was a way for them to find the arsenic in the brain, and it had something to do it wasn't just ingested, but it had been ingested and gone through his system. So he was being poisoned over several days, like while he was there at their home, because he didn't die as quick as Hannah. And maybe because Hannah had the kidney problem, she had chronic nephritis. Maybe that's why she went a little bit quicker. They also, when they looked in the house, the apartment of Arthur and Clara, they found a whole lot of cocaine. And one thing that Clara had said to her brother Percy was that her pupils were dilated, which maybe he had slipped her mother some cocaine, like maybe he OD'd her. So maybe arsenic, and then he slipped her some cocaine to make sure she really was dead. So, I mean, this guy wasn't taking any chances. Not at all. He's going to make sure they were dead. And yeah, there's just so many facets of the story. Like, this guy he's just diabolical. But he just wasn't as smart as he wasn't, thank God, he wasn't smart enough. But all right, water's good. Woo. So, and I promised I was going to tell you guys about this beautiful one. Yeah, he does. he was a winner. Poor Clara. But she did, she did find somebody, her childhood sweetheart, who I guess he was the guy that her brother really wanted her to marry. And yeah, he came back. Yeah, knight in shining armor, probably at a time when she was just like, I just need somebody not a sociopath. And like I said, she must have just felt horrible for the rest of her life. I can't imagine, but definitely go check out the book. It's very well written. There's so much more in there than I can cover. But that's the gist of it. Arthur, I will post some more photos just because I can't post them all here like while I'm walking around. I'll have to figure out how to do that a little bit better. So like this is a work in progress, but I'm gonna pull up my notes. Now, Morg, this one is for you because it's a pyramid. And I did look up, I think I did, for everybody who's joining us. So this is, I'm at Oakhill Cemetery. This is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. There's two sides to the cemetery. I'm on the south side. The north side is just across the street. I do want to hop in the Jeep and take you guys over there real quick, just because there's one really amazing monument that I want mausoleum that I want you guys to see, which also is has some Egyptian influence. So I want you guys to see that one too. I don't know. I think I posted the photo in on the community tab in the on YouTube here. But this one here, so the initial portion of the cemetery is the north side. It was started in 1853. This was started not very long after. This was a separate cemetery altogether. That side actually was a Jewish cemetery, and this was probably a lot of other people. But eventually, that section over there was sold to the city, and then then the city combined the two halves as just Oakhill North and South. And it's all laid out like the Victorians loved to do, which some of my favorite cemeteries are laid out like this. It's a park. It's hilly, as you can tell. It makes great walking. I'm a little out of breath, but I think that's just because I'm talking so much. But yeah, it's hilly. These, the roads through here all kind of wind, and there's trees, and you can see there's some of them are starting to bud. It's just really beautiful. It's very peaceful. You wouldn't know. It's not in the best section of town. It's getting better, but it's not that great. So I don't feel bad here because I know there's guys right over there working, doing landscaping. So I'm not too worried, but I probably wouldn't want to be here by myself. I probably wouldn't be here walking by myself. But so this is the Brown family monument. This was Marcus Brown. And he had this, it's the Egyptian revival style. And it is modeled after the pyramid of Cestius, and it is in Rome. And I hope I said that right. But I might not have. But I do my best. And you can see right up here, I'm going to walk up. Now it says that this is not a winged cherub like we saw on one of the crypts over on the other side. This is actually a winged sun disk, and it signifies, let me straighten that up a little bit. It signifies royalty and divinity. So Marcus thought pretty highly of himself. And this is, I think they said this is the tallest tomb of its type. and I'm not going to argue with him. It's pretty tall. But it's been broken into before, just like, I think it was just a handful of years ago. Somebody broke into this bad boy. I don't know what they did, but yeah, now it's got 3 locks. And yeah, but it is beautiful. It looks like it had maybe a gate probably in front of this at one time, but the gate's gone, long since gone. But yeah, so Marcus Brown, he had a lot of money. He had this built in 1892. Before he passed away, he died in 1895. I'm going to back up a little bit. Here, I'll take a walk around it. But it's so big, I can't get it all here. Go like this. You can see that. I mean, it's beautiful. And Marcus he started out as a saddle maker, and he was a lumber baron, because this Michigan, a lot of guys made it rich out of the lumber business. This was all pine forest at one time, and they just came in and pretty much cleared it out. So he made a lot of money. This cost, and I looked it up, it was $40,000 at the time that it was made. Let me go back over here. You see how tall that thing is. Kind of makes me feel like I am at the pyramids. And $40,000 at the time Marcus Brown died, that's $1.47 million now. So that cost a lot of money. I want to see what it looks like on the inside. So bad. Oh, but yeah. Here, I'm going to try to hold that a little more still. It is, wow. Yeah. She is Waite's. I think this one is I don't know, they're both cool for different reasons. So wait till you see the other one. Then I'm going to pop over to the other side of the cemetery and show you. I wish they were on the same side. But you guys get to go for a ride in Jeep. There we go. Oh, is this another dog one over here? Oh. Oh, so that's not a lamb. Oh, lambs don't have long tails. Oh. He is something in the arm of Jesus. Maybe safe in the arm of Jesus. I think that's what it says at the bottom. You guys see that? Right? That's a dog, right? That's not a lamb. Open the door. Yeah, no way. No way, Gutters. I'm pretty sure the people who broke into it got into a whole lot of trouble. I'm sure I'm already being watched, too, to make sure I'm not up to anything nefarious out here. All right. What do you think? Was there a cool... Trying to think what was over here on this side. Otherwise, I'm going to pop over to the other. Oh, look at these. So here's the Celtic cross. And here's the headstones. Wonderly. Let's look at that. Beautiful. Jean's here for a Jeep ride. Yoo-hoo! I was hoping I want it to warm up, so when I take the Jeep to the cemeteries, I could just drive around with the top off, and then yeah, it'll be so much easier. So Joseph Wonderly. Wow, these are beautiful. So yeah, I came up one other time. So really, anything that I find here, I'm gonna be like, ooh, ah. And then his wife is, oh, shut up. Her name is Queen. That's it. I'm changing my name. I'm gonna be a queen. Queen Tombstones. Oh, I like it. That's got a ring to it. All right. I'm gonna take you guys over to the other side of the cemetery then. I'm gonna slowly walk back that way. Finish my water. Sorry, guys, that was a big gulp I just took. Hopefully these new earbuds are working like they're supposed to. Let's see if I go down the hill here. You know what? All of the mausoleums here, though, none of them have the doors that you can look in, which is a little disappointing. I mean, I finally worked up the courage to look inside of them again, and none of them here. Maybe on the other side. Oh, wait. There is one on the other side where the door was cracked, but I'm fearful. I learned my lesson that one time peeking in, and there was an arm hanging out. Yeah, we're all going for a Jeep drive. Darlene's going for a Jeep ride. 2 Jeep rides. I was going to walk over here to this obelisk. Ooh, there's one that's fallen over. I thought that was a kiddie pool that got tipped over down there. No, that's the old, so that little building that's down below there, that's the old caretaker's building. I'll walk down like this. Ooh, I see a hill in my future. That's probably gonna, uh-oh, what's that one down there? Hang on. Here we go. All right, guys. You know my luck with hills here. Hey, it's Bacon. Sorry. Hello, Silent Forgotten. Welcome. I get distracted. Here I am, like I'm gonna leave, but then I'm like, oh, what's that? What is that? Oh no. Oh, guys. This is beautiful though. All right, I'm gonna finish my water. All right, I'm not littering. That's going in my bag. Oh, it's so sad, but it's so beautiful. Can you guys make that out? Look at that. It's a child sleeping on their side with their, like, in the fetal position. Wow, with their legs up. Oh, it says Kelly Daisy. Oh my God, that's it. I'm gonna cry now. Oh, that's beautiful. That should have a glass box over it. All right, I gotta take some pictures here with my phone so I can remember this one. I'm gonna look up. I don't see any dates on it. Maybe there were some on the other side. Oh, that is just beautiful. I wonder what it looked like when it was brand new. Oh. All right. Sorry you guys had to see my phone there, but let me get a little close. I hope that. Can you see her face? Oh. She's beautiful. I can't tell if that's hair or if she has a little cap on her head. But either way, oh, she's got a little nightgown and her little. Oh, All right, that's my favorite today. I thought bacon up there was going to be my favorite, but well, maybe this is relation that might have Bostock and George. So maybe this is their daughter. So let me take a photo because I'm going to look them up. I'm going to find out who Kelly Daisy. Wait, you think it's two? Oh, wait, Nellie, not Kelly. Oops. Oh, yeah, I think it has sunken quite a bit. Yeah, Nellie, and I wonder if it's two, like if it was twins. Oh, yeah, when it is so sad. I walked up and I was like, oh, this isn't gonna be, this is gonna be a little heartbreaking. I'm gonna look for, see if there, I don't see any dates. I was gonna see if there's like a sculptor's. I don't see anything. Oh, oh, she's beautiful. Oh, I wondered if I got my, I think they're in the Jeep. I've got to leave a little token for them. And this one's pretty cool. Sarah Phelps Stanton. She was born 1846 and passed in 1907. This is pretty. Now that's yeah, four-leaf clover. Do you think it's? I think it's, yeah. I wonder if it's two. Yeah, adventures. Yeah, it'll be. That's why I'm doing it in StreamYard, so it'll be here for everyone. You guys can go back and watch it. At the, I tried to make the Peck story last for most of my walk. So, oh, and then it says Judson Stanton, and it's July 17, 1831 to 1886. Wow. Oh, there's one. There's Ruthie. Oh, why is there no dates on them? All right, I gotta go to the Jeep. How can I do this here? I know how I can do it. So I'm gonna walk like this. See, there's a whole nother section of cool headstones that I want to take you guys to. So I will come back. I will be back. Because it's not too far from home. It's like a 45-minute drive. So, but so this is where, if you guys missed it in the beginning, this is the holding house. So if the ground was frozen, because this is Michigan, if the ground was frozen, they would put you in here until the ground got soft enough so you could be buried. And John Peck, this is where he would have been hanging out for a little while. All right. Oh, here we go. Nellie and Daisy were sisters, one born 1872 and 1878. George and Mary were the parents. George was a member of the Elks. Thank you for looking that up. That is, so this is the one, it's cracked. Boop. Oh, look at that. Oh, you can see in there. Can you guys see? No bodies. Nobody's hanging out of the crypt of the individual alts. Well, there's a lot of them in there. 1, 2. I can't see all the way over there. Here, try to get. Nope, that's not working. I think this guy's following me wherever I go. All right, here we go. Here's Jarvis. Oh no. So we had a little bit of a storm last night. I had a bunch of tree limbs and such down in my yard. But Well, actually, that one looks like it's cut. One's broke. One looks like it's cut, though. Hopefully, it doesn't look like there's any. Oh, they're just the kind of the pillow top headstones that are underneath there. So I think they're safe. There's a McGregor. All right. Let's see. Go back with my glasses on so I can read what you guys are saying. Oh, so George also had a brother, Sergeant Henry Bostock, who died in the Civil War. He is buried at Oak Ridge Cemetery in Marshall, Michigan. Is Oak Ridge the Marshall? I don't think that's the. Oh, I'm trying to think which cemetery that is. I'll have to look at my map. Think I have some family buried over there. All right. This is now I don't know much about these yet, but I'm going to learn more. And this is the Withey family mausoleum. Ooh, I see a Zinky. I'm sorry, I'm going to get really excited when I see the Zinc headstones. Oh, both sisters. So both sisters died 2 days apart, May 1881. Thank you. I appreciate you looking. That is awesome. Oh, well, it's really sad because twins did. It's pretty typical. Twins did not. What? Please tell me that's not. I don't know what is. They didn't have these storage containers. Well, hey, I don't mind seeing that when I look in there, as long as there's not a body part. But what is going on? I can't read what's on the Lost Whitney scrolls. Oh my god. I think somebody's being sarcastic. I don't know if you guys can see. You guys read that. Hello, Marcus from Sweden. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? But I'm looking at this. Oh, there's some photos they have sitting up in there. I will have to look into these guys too. I love that. The Lost Whitney scrolls. All right, I'll stand down so you guys can get another look at the door. Now, I fell on tomb steps when I was in New Orleans. I don't want to do that again. I think it's Withey. I think that's how you pronounce. But I love this one. I mean, I say that about all the ones but yeah, I love them. I'll walk around. I'll do a little walk around. And then I see a Zinc one. No, that is not my family. Yeah, we don't. Yeah. Sometimes we don't even get. Sometimes we don't even get headstones in my family. So, and then there's the backside. It's not that much of a. I mean, they've got a stained glass in there, but it's not much of a. Yeah, I do. That's what I do too. Like when I'm watching, like I follow other cemetery channels, and that's one thing. Like I always start popping on. Oh, finally, it's spring, you guys! Yay! All right, I gotta walk over to this Zinky. These are my favorites. Well, they're up there. All right. All right, here we go. This is George C. Fitch. Oh, that's a big one. He was born in Putney, Vermont. And then Ida Abbey. Oh, Ida Abbey died May 12th, 1857, just 2 years and 3 months. Then they had George Henry. He survived 9 months and 12 days. Oh. And this is another one where the individual headstones are also zinc. I was going to look to see where this one was made. If it's got a... Yep. There it is. The American White Bronze Company, Chicago, Illinois. And I love that one. Go. Oh, check out her name. So it says at rest. I'm going to try it. Uzarilla H. Blades, wife of G.C. Fitch, born at Batavia, New York, August 20th, 1831, died May 14th, 1857. And if I said that completely wrong, forgive me, everybody. Wait a second. So Abby died May 12th, 1857. Henry died April 12th, 1857. And mother died May 14th, 1857. This must have been something that went, because it does say mother and George and Ida. Oh. Yeah, gutters, that's why I like these. I mean, one of the reasons I like the Z, I mean, it's over 100 years old. So these were popular. They started making these the mid 1870s, and they were manufactured up just before the First World War. I think 1915 was when they stopped manufacturing them. But considering, I mean, there's a little corrosion up there, but you can still read the names. It's not like you don't have to use any D2 on this one. But yeah, these are, so I don't know if you guys know, so on another episode, I talked about the zinc headstones. It's hollow on the inside of this. So, and these are plates. So this would have been custom made with Ida and George's names on them. And you could pick out all sorts of different these little pop, that they'd pop them in there. So you could go through, they were catalog ordered, and this was a newfangled idea where you could order things out of catalogs. And yeah, you could get a variety. The base could be different. You could get a different topper on it. There was a large variety of different ones that you could get. Erica, typhoid, cholera. I know typhoid was, especially being 1850s. I've seen a lot of that as cause of death in that period, both Chicago and over here in Grand Rapids. All right, which direction was I going? All right, now I'm going down the hill here because you guys got to see this monster. There's another little mausoleum down there. There's a couple. There's one that has its own whole section. So those people must have been, ooh. All right, now I gotta go see this one. What is this? All right, I'm definitely dragging you guys back here because there's just too many interesting stones. I see a flag on it, so it must be a veteran. I know they said that there is a significant, I don't think they have just a Civil War section here, but wow. Oh, he died during World War One. His body lies in the American Cemetery in France. His spirit has come home. Oh my goodness. Oh, I gotta get a photo so I can remember this one. I'm glad I came over here. That's beautiful. And oh, they've got a whole story. I'm gonna have to look this up. Maybe we'll have to, let's see. You born in Connecticut, you went to Vassar. Oh wait, no, this is a different, hang on. They've got a story. Oh wow. So they have a story on the back of their headstones. That is so cool. So that's Justina Merrick Hollister. Take a photo. Yeah, Silent Forgotten. There's just tons. This is beautiful. So George Hollister was second lieutenant, 61st Infantry, USA. That is beautiful. Oh, I'm coming back with some D2 for him. So he's actually buried in France. So he's not really here, but that's beautiful. And I want probably mother and father, Clay Harvey Hollister and Justina. I get it. Let's see. Hello, Joshua. Let's see. I'm gonna go down. Marcus, I don't have any, well, very far back. Because I know I have some Viking in my family. Because I do have red hair. So I'm gonna get a photo here. Because I really want to. I'll post these on I'll post these photos on in the YouTube community section. But yeah, I don't think I've ever come across. He served in, doesn't say, just says he brave, kind soul. Where was it? I just saw something that said captain of his comrades. Yeah. Oh. This gentle Christian died smiling and fighting at Mesa, Arizona on February 18, and now he lies down in his native ground. As citizen of our town, state, republic, and our world. Wow. I am awestruck right now. I think these are my favorites. Stand back, especially the location they have underneath the pine trees here. This is beautiful. All right, let me get one more photo back, and then I'm going to take you over to this monster. All right. Whoop. There we go. All right. What'd you guys think of those? Were those cool? Let's get one left. Go down here. Maybe this will work better. There we go. One last look at them. There we go. All right. There's where I'm headed. You can see that big old thing. There are a lot of obelisks out here too. Those big, tall, especially the tall, pointy ones. Those are very popular. And let's see, there is the Barnard. Yeah, Barnard. Yeah, that's it. It's their mausoleum. I think there's a couple more on the other side too. So I started looking up information on this mausoleum. I don't have a lot just yet, but I know one thing. The roof on this is constructed of one piece of marble, and it's the largest of its kind in the U.S. And as you can expect, this cost a lot of money. I forgot I still have that. I had that 40,000 stuck in my brain, but I think that was the pyramid one. This one I think cost a lot more. So unlike other mausoleums, they are, so AB, this is the Watson family mausoleum. They're actually buried underneath this. So, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, making sure I'm not tomb robbing. There we go. Isn't that crazy? Look how, but yeah, that top part is all an epitaph for, oh wow. Oh, Marcus, well, thank you for stopping by, but yeah, definitely definitely get those dogs out for a walk. Mine are always impatient to go out, but yeah, Forrest Gump, can you imagine? He'd probably need a couple stones, but well, this is a judgy. She looks very judgy. Here, I'll take off comments here. Isn't that? She is cool. Or he, I don't know. Do they? I don't want to misgender her, but so they're buried under the mausoleum. Inside of here is a big open space. And actually, I do. Oh shoot! Here, let me find my notes real quick because I did start note taking. Pardon me. I started notes on this one, but I did not get to finish. Boom, boom, boom. Here, I'll let you guys look at these. At her lovely face. At people walking behind me. So this one is, oh shoot. Well, oh, here it is. Well, my notes say Waters family, but this is Watson. But I think this is, I think I typed it wrong. It says this is a replica of the temple of Nike Apteros. And I remember it being a replica, so I think I just put the wrong family name on there. I think it's supposed to be the Watson family. But isn't that cool? So inside is like like an open area, if I remember correctly, and it's so there's no vaults or anything like on the inside, like is typical for a mausoleum. You go in, and it's I think it's like a space for prayer, because like back in the day, this would have been a smaller. A temple like this would have been just for the priest or priestess to come and do their prayer. So this wouldn't have been like just, the public coming in here. this would have been one just for the priest to come and do his prayers, that sort of thing. So it's not overly, I mean, it's big to me, but so that's what's on the inside of here. So not so much a mausoleum then. I think it's more just one really big headstone. Honestly, I think that's what it is. I will look up more information on it though, and when we come back, I will, or I can, the next live I do, I'll just talk about it. I'll give you guys an update. I'll find some more information on it. There was an article written up. So this is along with the pyramid that's on the other side of the road. There's just a handful of the Egyptian revival style tombs like this. So this one's pretty unique. I don't know if we can see in there, but I will certainly try to look. Uh-oh. I got to remember to look down. But look at that doorway. Just do it, Nike. I know. Where's the swoop? Maybe it's in here on the floor. I can't see. I guess it's part of this. I want to see inside. It's a lock on it. That is beautiful. I love that. Oh. And it says it was copyrighted in 1910. Didn't they? If this is a replica, how are they going to copyright a replica? Can they do that? I would think that, I don't know. What do I know? I just stumble through cemeteries. And when I say stumble, that's usually get some photos of our ladies here. But yeah, look at that. So there's the sun disk. I wonder if Watson knew Brown over there. I wonder if they knew each other. I'll have to look up into the family and see. Do I have gutters? I don't, but I got really good at picking locks on our old farmhouse, because when I would come home, see, I didn't get in trouble for coming home past curfew, but if I was late, my mom just locked the front door. So I got really good at picking the front door lock, and it's an old farmhouse that had skeleton keys. So yeah, I bet I could. Nah, I'm not going to do that. That's breaking and entering, I think, isn't it? Well, not breaking. It's just unlawful entry. Don't ask me how I know that, but yeah, they need a swoop on that bad boy, like on the side. Let me hold that. There we go. That might give it better perspective. I sure wish the sun would come out someday. All right, I'm going to walk up to this mausoleum because it's on my way back. And there's one, if you can see that one over there, the columns, that one sits in its own little roundabout. So they're special and rich. All right, I want to see what this one is. I see a cool stained glass, so, ooh, wait. Yeah, it's not squirrels for me. My squirrels are headstones, like unique ones and old ones. So I see one and I've got to stop. This is Bishop Tuttle. Look at that. So I think I didn't finish when I was, so the Oakhill North, this was a private cemetery up until, I think it was 1880s. And then the city bought it. And that's when they merged the two sides as Oakhill, both sides. So being a private cemetery, there were a lot of rich people of the day that are buried in this one. I see another Celtic cross over there. Wow. All right, let me see. I almost thought that said land witches. I don't know where my brain goes sometimes. That's cool. All right, let's check this bad boy out. That's dangerous. Look at all the... I like those pillow top headstones, like the rounded tops. But really, any of these flat ones are... That's what I thought. Whoa. Oh. Another Celtic cross. All right. Here we go. Is this the front side? Oh, man. It need to be more like New Orleans. Oh, this is waters. So this is the, well, see. Okay, so this is the water. So this is the one that should have the Nike swoop on it. Now I'm going to have to go back and find out more on the other one. And it says Cassard, Swartz, and Waters. Is it a law firm for the... Maybe it's a law firm. Look at those columns. Holy cow. It's just pretty. Why don't they have... I want to see inside these. I'll stand back here. All right. Make sure I'm not... No gravestones behind me where I'll fall. So this is the one that is a replica of the Nike temple. But that other one is still the one, they're buried underneath it. So everything except for the temple part is correct on the other one. But apparently this is a popular one for people to visit. But wow. See if I can see through the stained glass back here. Oops. Yeah. I can't even tell what the stained glass is supposed to be. If it is stained glass. Is that an animal? Is that a chupacabra print? Uh-oh. Is that on the inside? Oh. Oh, it's not glass. It's metal. All right. Oh, watch where I'm walking. All right. Well, I think that's it, guys. I do have a child to pick up. Well, I say child. I have a young man to pick up. I have my son to pick up from school, but there's one. I see one cool one over here. I'm going to make a... I hate... Oh, look at that tree. All right, wait. Put the wrong glasses on. Here we go. Check out that bench. It says, you guys can see that. It says Alan. Oh, I'm going to sit here for a second. Oh, maybe not. Now my butt's going to be green when I get up. All right, I'm going to see what you guys are saying. And then I'm going to wrap up. Oh, there goes my friend again. Probably making sure I'm not breaking into anything. All right. Yeah, it's one side is patinaed on that one, and then part of it's missing too on that side. Erica says her husband wants a headstone that talks. Get off my grave. Dang, you're heavy. Or boy, you're nosy. I like it. I want one that says getting dirty or something. I'll think of it. But now I don't know if I want a big rock or if I want a mausoleum. I'm thinking of, hopefully by the time I die, I'll figure it out. um, yeah, so maybe they cleaned one side and didn't do the other side. I wonder. It just, yeah, I wonder why one side would. It seems weird. Um, the Nike campus, do they have a temple too, like that one? Well, wait, where is it? That one? I don't even know if I've got it. Yeah, there it is. Well, actually, that's kind of a cool view from there. Oh, I gotta sit. Toombs is tired. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Unless it's something like the sprinklers only hitting one side because of the angle, but I wonder if that is from sprinklers. I didn't see any, but doesn't mean they're not there. Usually I trip over them. So if they're there, I'll usually fall over them. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed Oakhill Cemetery in Grand Rapids and the the tragedy of the poor Peck family murdered by their son-in-law. Ugh. And somehow at least Clara escaped. She just got typhoid. Thank goodness for her. And yeah, I'm not sure I want to. It's supposed to be warm this weekend. If it is, I may come back up here if it stays nice and warm. I mean, it's not bad outside. Like there's no wind or anything, so it's comfortable. Especially if you're out moving and walking, it's not so bad. So I may come up this weekend and come back again here, and I'll find a little bit more about. I'll find out more about the big Egyptian pyramid the Egyptian temple over here. And I would like to come back with some D2. I have a little bit left. I would like to spray that, the marker over there, the white one, the military, not really, it's for a military person. I'd like to spray that and at least get some D2 on it and see what happens. And maybe we can come back and look at it too at a separate time. But I think that's what I'm going to do. So as long as it stays nice, I think it's supposed to stop raining at some point around here. But, oh, yeah, I bet my butt's green. Like I say, I haven't seen a bench like that before. That was really cool. I wonder if they're, what's that? Oh, this is what kind of tree? Oh, I also forgot. So this is one of the first. So this is also an arboretum. Yeah, did I say? I don't know if I said that right. I don't have water, so my mouth is getting dry. But arboretum. Yeah, that's it. I said it right. So this was the first one that was accredited in our state, in the state of Michigan, I think, if I remember correctly. But I'll get more information on that one too. But so that would be why. Why did they nail that to the poor tree though? What did it do to them? All right. So I hope you guys liked Oakhill. We'll come back. I'll look up some of the headstones I took photos of today. I'll look up and we'll see what their stories are. I'll get on Find a Grave and all of those, and on Ancestry and see. But there's just tons of them out here. I mean, there's stories for days. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to hit the road. There's that building. It's really, yeah. That was the offices, I think. Yeah. Offices here, cold storage on the other side. There's another. And then we'll go look at the other mausoleums too that are over here. Okay, guys, I'm going to sign off. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you in a couple days, and it'll probably be right here. All right. Have a good day, guys, as my finger gets in the way of the camera.